48 hours, the world was told to brace for fire. An ultimatum, a deadline, a promise of destruction. Power plants would be obliterated, infrastructure shattered, a nation pushed deeper into war. The language was absolute, the threat was theatrical, comply or be crushed. And then, nothing. No strikes, no escalation, no follow-through. Because this time, the bluff was called. Iran did not flinch. It did not plead. It did not scramble. It answered with something far more dangerous. Clarity. This would not be contained, not surgical, not neat. It would spill across the region, across the Gulf, across the arteries of global energy itself. And faced with that reality, Donald Trump blinked first. But not for the reasons he would like you to believe, not out of concern for Gulf societies already under fire, not for the tens of billions already lost, not for the risk of a wider war, no. Trump blinked for one reason only, the markets. Watch the pattern. Escalation when markets close, de-escalation before they reopen, threats on Saturday, calm on Monday, rinse, repeat. Iran noticed. They called it what it is, a trick. A psychological operation with an economic core, because this war is not measured in lives, it is measured in price charts. Oil, markets, optics, that is the axis, that is the truth. For over 20 days the Gulf has burned, missiles have struck, economies have bled, losses have mounted into tens of billions. Warnings were issued, clear, direct, strike Iran's energy sector and the Gulf will pay the price. They were ignored. The strikes went ahead and the consequences followed. But only when the threat turned inward, when markets trembled, when oil prices threatened to spike, only then did Trump hesitate. He did not step back when the Gulf burned, he stepped back when the markets did. In his calculus, entire societies weigh less than a single barrel of crude. So let's be clear, there are no real negotiations. There are mediators, desperate, scrambling, overextended. There are messages, signals, illusions, but there is no deal. There's one constant in this war, deception. What we're watching is not peace, it is a maneuver, a pause for time. Time to calm markets, time to complete the build-up, time to plant illusion. And this is not new. This is the third time Trump has played this game. Before the 12-day war, during negotiations, and now again, the same script, the same performance, the same deception. But repetition has a cost. This time, it's not working. Iran is not buying it. Not in its media, not in its leadership, not in its strategy, because Iran now understands the nature of the administration it faces. An administration driven by a profane trinity, hubris, greed, and deception. And that is Trump's real problem. He can't keep using the same trick and expect it to work. As the old Arab saying goes, a believer is not bitten from the same hole twice, because the reality tells a different story. A pause timed neatly for the weekend, a military build-up that never stopped, tens of thousands of troops, carrier groups, air assets on alert. The machinery of war is not slowing, it is expanding. Flights, mobilization, paratroopers on standby, plans not for diplomacy, but for control. Control of the Strait of Hormuz, control of energy flows, control of the battlefield. And even now, as the language of restraint is deployed, the strikes continue. Energy infrastructure hit in Isfahan, in Khorramshahr. This is not de-escalation, it is staging. And behind it all, a coalition that wants this war. Israel pushing forward, its allies in Washington pressing harder. For them, this is not a risk, it is a project. Iran sees this, and it has adapted, because it has discovered something more powerful than any weapon it could build. Hormuz, not a bomb, a choke point, a lever, a narrow passage through which a fifth of the world's oil flows. A bomb threatens destruction. Hormuz, it threatens the system itself. And that changes everything. This war was meant to isolate Iran. Instead, it has strengthened it. Sanctions weakened. Oil production up. Prices rising. New channels opened. What was meant to constrain has expanded. And the longer this war continues, the less reason Iran has to go back. So this is not a resolution. It is a pause. Fragile, tactical, deceptive. The 5-day window is not peace. It is the space between two escalations. And if the pattern holds, what comes next will not be diplomacy, but something far more costly for the region, for the markets, for the world.